Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, check 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, just about 2 o'clock here, 2:01. I'm meteorologist Grace Thornton here at KVUE News. I'm going to take you through the rest of our forecast for our Memorial Day, as we are expecting another round of showers and thunderstorms incoming late this afternoon and even may extend into the overnight hours. So we got a lot to get through. I'm actually going to head over to our weather wall really quickly and we'll kind of get started over there. So for the moment, we're looking at some really nice skies outside. You can see this is a look at downtown Austin. I mean, we've got lots of blue skies out there. This is going to be kind of the ingredient, I guess, for our storms to reemerge this afternoon. Because we have such bright, beautiful skies out there, we are going to see a lot of heating today. Likely get up into the 90s, you know, like we've been the past couple of days. Thankfully, some of this rain will take away a little bit of that heat as we kind of head into the next couple of days here. But yeah, things are looking pretty warm as we head into the rest of our Memorial Day. I do think we're going to tick up a few more degrees, probably get up to the lower 90s across the area. And again, that's just going to continue to fuel storms as we head into the rest of the day here. Of course, if you're living up towards our northern and northeastern portions of the KVUE viewing area, areas like Milam County, Fayette County, well, actually Fayette County did see a couple storms earlier on today. Places like Williamson County, over towards Burnett, you guys already saw one round of storms as we shifted through the day today. And I know if you were running or cycling or swimming through the Austin Triathlon, you may have gotten some squeezes of moisture as well down in central Austin in the metro. We saw a few areas there of some sprinkles, but most of that is gone and away, moving off towards the Houston region as we shift further into the day here. Now you'll see these last few stretches of our radar here are giving way to some strong storms just to the west of Dallas there. Those will be shifting towards Dallas. Here in Austin, we'll have to wait a little while longer for us to see the potential for some stronger storms as we head into this afternoon. So at the current moment, most of our radar, at least here in central Texas, is dry all the way from LaGrange out towards Mason as well. And again, this is the thing that we're seeing. We're going to see dry conditions as we start to head through kind of those main heating hours of this afternoon. So from now, what are we at? 2 o'clock through about 5 p.m. We're going to continue to heat up the atmosphere. And I'll show you in just a second, those temperatures are really starting to rebound already. So we're seeing most of that activity actually off towards the east end. We did have a pretty big complex of storms move all the way from Burnett over towards Fayette County there earlier this morning, but of course that has since moved on, and we're kind of staking our claim towards central Texas as we head into the next several hours. So here's a look at those temperatures bouncing back very nicely. Again, we're seeing a lot of blue sky out there, so we're at 87 already for Luling. San Antonio looking at 87 as well, 82 for Llano. Mason looking at 83 degrees, a little bit cooler out towards Fredericksburg, but no issue there. I do think most of us will get towards that 90-degree mark as we do have a couple more hours left to go for those dry conditions. So here's some of those temperatures rebounding all across Texas. Dallas still sitting at 73, 69 for Waco because they already saw a lot bigger round of showers and thunderstorms earlier today. A lot of them even experiencing power outages up there. But a lot of instability, a lot of heat down towards the south there. 91 for Corpus Christi. Crispy. Corpus Christi. Well, they are crispy if they're at 91 degrees. 91 also for Brownsville, 98 for Laredo, and that heat is just going to build towards central Texas as well as portions of west central Texas too. So San Angelo, Del Rio, also part of that heat, and also West Texas, of course, is on the hot side of things today like usual. So here is a look at our weather impact alert. Again, we've already seen our first round of storms earlier today, so we are now turning our attention to our evening round of thunderstorms. So we've got another evening round incoming likely. Start watching the radar 6 p.m. because that's when we're expecting at least the first portion of tonight's storms to kind of make their way into the hill country. So this is going to be, again, for our Memorial Day. We're going to have rounds of rain tomorrow as well. So while we do have a weather impact alert in place for today, we also kind of need to be watching the radar as we head through tomorrow too. So here's a look at those impacts: hail, wind, brief tornado. I will say more so pay attention to the hail and wind. While we do have a very small tornado risk, it's only sitting at about 2%, but the hail and wind risk is actually going to be pretty significant for our area, especially for those hill country areas. So, I mean, as you kind of head through the day today, we were actually looking at some of our or at least I was looking at some of our cameras just a little bit ago. And actually, I think I can show you right here our first router. Yep. So we actually have a ton of paddle boarders out here right now, and this is kind of what I'm a little bit of afraid of. Tons of people on the Pfluger pedestrian bridge. You know, it was kind of a wet and muggy morning. People probably think that the sunshine is here to stay for the rest of the afternoon. That is not the case. We are going to be anticipating another round of rain as we head into the rest of the day here. So hopefully we can time this out for you. Here we go. We have two models that we look at here in Central Texas. I mean, usually we'll rely on this one. It's called the Graph. It's kind of our in-house model from our Max system. And then the other one is going to be what we call the HRR model, or a lot of people call it the HRR. It's HRRR. So, you know, kind of just phonetically looks like her. But this one is going to be our in-house model. So both of these are showing some different things, some similarities as well. As we head towards 3 p.m., this one already gives way to a few showers and storms up to the north of us and doesn't have them inching into our area until about 5:30, 6 o'clock at just the top of our northwestern areas, though they're, you know, very similar to the regions who already saw some rainfall earlier today. Now, as we shift closer to those evening hours, 7, 8, 9 p.m., it does look like that is going to blow through pretty quickly there, giving way to a lot more widespread rain. This morning, again, we only saw rain from Burnett to Williamson over towards Milam, Lee, and Fayette County, and it looks like for tonight we probably will see much more widespread rain, and that's something that both of these models are agreeing on at the current moment. The other thing we got to watch is, you know, this might take a little while to leave us. You know, we started this future track 5, 6 p.m. and gearing towards midnight tonight, it looks like we'll still be seeing the potential for storms in our area. Now, here is the HRR model. So this is our other high resolution reflectivity model that shows us future clouds as well as rain. It's another one that a lot of meteorologists rely on here in the industry. But for 3 p.m., you know, we're only an hour away from 3 p.m. This is not happening, and this is not really south of us or north of us. This is not really anything. So I don't know what it's picking up on for the next hour or so. However, as we shift towards that 5, 6 p.m. hour, these are the things where we're seeing similarities from this model to the last model I showed you. 5, 6 p.m., we are watching the hill country areas for the potential for a strong line of showers and thunderstorms to move in. Now, this line and this model, the HRR model, is bringing in that line much later tonight, around 8, 9 p.m. And you can remember that the other model already had us within widespread rain and thunderstorms by 9 p.m. But this one gives way to that rain a little bit later on in the evening and then passes through our region around midnight tonight. That's another thing that both of these models are agreeing on, is the potential for heavy, strong thunderstorms later tonight and potentially overnight into the early hours of our Tuesday morning. So As we kind of shift through the day, two time frames that I'm looking at are really going to be that about 6 to 7 p.m. time frame. We'll see exactly where those storms are starting to set up, if they're coming from the north and west or really from more so the north. That's kind of the two areas that we're going to be looking for the initialization of those storms and how they kind of pass through our area. The other time frame I would say is going to be later tonight, past 8 p.m. as we kind of head towards 10, 11, midnight. We'll see if those storms are able to pass through pretty quickly or if they're going to linger around a while. And in that case, we'd be watching for the potential for some localized flooding. And of course, we've got the hail risk, we've got the wind risk, and we have that small tornado risk as well. So, you know, at least we're going to get a lot of good rainfall from this. I mean, we got to watch out for the localized flooding, of course, but anywhere from above 2 inches over the next 48 hours. Again, these are the two models I was just showing you. The HRRR model, that is kind of the high resolution reflectivity model that a lot of people use in the industry. And then the graph model is what we have kind of in-house, our special radar, or not radar, our special model that we have here at KView. So a widespread array of like 1 to 2 inches. And you can see these areas of bright orange and red. Those areas are indicating potentially up to 3 inches in some places, over 3 inches. The HRRR model is going for Georgetown there. So we could get some really significant rainfall. 2 to 3 inches today, potential for additional inches of rain as we head through the rest of this week. I mean, that would be really, really good for our drought situation. So here's a look at what the National Weather Service, the Storm Prediction Center, has given us for our risk factors today. So our storm outlook, we have increased to an enhanced risk for all areas along and west of I-35. Now, honestly, the last time I looked at this, about an hour ago, they just had our hill country regions in the enhanced risk. They've now pushed the enhanced risk, which again is going to be right in the middle between 5 and 1. You'll see that all of us are either in that level 2 or level 3 risk for severe weather. When you get the enhanced risk, that more so means that there are going to be numerous showers and thunderstorms that are strong to severe. So we're expecting several strong to severe thunderstorms as we head into tonight with that line that is expecting to either be coming in from the north or really from the northwest. And I think with what I'm seeing here on the map, I think the National Weather Service is more so leaning towards that HRRR model that has that later line of storms coming in around 8, 9 o'clock into Mason County, Llano County, and out towards Fredericksburg and Gillespie County. So yeah, I mean, we are certainly expecting potentially kind of a gully washer as we head into tonight. It's going to be a lot of rain. It's going to be, very loud, lots of lightning, usually associated with these summertime thunderstorms. When it's super humid, super warm outside, we get a lot of cloud to ground lightning and just a lot of rainfall that we're expecting. You just saw on the map, 1 to 2, maybe up to 3 or more inches in some places. And of course, as this line moves over, we are going to be downgraded into a slight risk for our coastal plains communities, anywhere from Cameron to Bastrop, Luling, LaGrange, and Giddings. As the storm moves from west to east, it tends to eat up all the instability that's out there and starts to weaken after a while. So I want to show you the hail risk because this is the only area that we have that has that cross-hatched line that you can see all the way from even east of I-35 there, and then continues off to the west towards Mason, Llano, and Fredericksburg. That means that we are expecting significant large hail potential for these storms that come in tonight. Again, we also have that risk for wind. We also have the risk for localized flooding there. I would say even more so now, we are expecting large hail. That could maybe even go into the medium to medium high category. Damaging winds likely in the medium category now that we've seen that enhanced risk shift past the I-35 corridor. Our isolated tornado risk, we're still sitting, I believe, at a level 2 risk for tornadoes. Let me check on that really quick for you guys. Here is our tornado risk for our day today. Okay, yeah, so we have seen a little bit of an update. Most of us are going to be in this level 2 or 2% And then out towards those hill country areas, when that line really comes in pretty hot and heavy later on this afternoon and later this evening, there is that 5% risk, which originally we were all just in that 2% risk rather, but they have upgraded at least our hill country regions for that. So again, here's those severe threats. We're expecting damaging winds. Large hail is the main factor that we're expecting. I do think we're going to see a lot of hail, a lot of lightning, very loud thunder, that kind of thing going on tonight. And then isolated tornadoes, that's going to be pretty low. And then flooding, as we're seeing 1 to 2 to maybe even 3 inches of rainfall out there, I do think localized flooding could be an issue tonight. And again, this time of year, especially, we always have remembrance of the 2015 floods that, affected Wimberley. We really need to be weather aware as we shift into tonight because very strong, heavy downpours. We're in a drought, of course, as well. So the soils aren't really used to a wetter time frame. So we could be seeing the potential for some flash flooding with this as well. Rain chances as we head into the rest of the week aren't going to nod off at all. So Tuesday as well as Wednesday and Thursday, we have 30 to 40% chances of showers and thunderstorms continuing to move through the area. Now, I do think as we head towards next week, we'll start to get into a bit of a drier pattern as well. But as we shift through the next 7 days, we are expected to get a good bit of rainfall here in our area. So here's our 7-day rainfall totals. We put about 2 to 3 across the area a little bit ago. I do think our hill country areas and those regions west of I-35 are certainly going to get a lot of rainfall as we kind of shift through the next week or so. Our portions of the coastal plains maybe a little bit less, but certainly 1 to 2 inches is very possible as we head into the next couple of days here. So again, our weather impact alert, that's going to go for our Monday only. For Tuesday, we still have the chance for spotty, potential for strong to maybe even severe thunderstorms too. Heading into Wednesday and Thursday, of course, we're going to kind of take those days as they come. They'll probably have a small chance for maybe some severity out there, but nothing so far that we need to warn you about. And then Friday into Saturday, Sunday, things start to dry out a bit. And I will say, at least our temperatures are going to fall down a good bit, and it is feel like a spring-like end to spring because meteorological summer actually starts on June 1st, which is going to be next Sunday. So all in all, let's actually go back to our radar or, actually take a look outside here because many people out and around enjoying their holiday, and we are, continuing to see warmer temperatures out there. We're likely to get around 90 degrees here or maybe even a little bit more for the Austin Metro and especially out towards the hill country. So we're watching for some of that, resurge of heat and instability in the atmosphere. And of course, we'll be watching for the potential of storms to kind of eat that up as we head into the later hours of tonight. So let's head back to our radar as we shift into the rest of the day, get it loaded up here for you guys. We're still dry across the area as of 2:17, but you can see out and around us, we've got some storms just to the north of us. If we head up towards Waco and then up towards the Dallas region as well, they're starting to see some activity up towards that region. Again, we are waiting until about 5-6 o'clock to see exactly where these storms start to set up and exactly if they're going to be coming well from the north and starting to hit those northern areas of our region first, or they're going to come from the north and west and start to move across the hill country first and then through the I-35 corridor. Either or could be a scenario. Again, around 5-6 p.m. is really when we're going to start to watch that radar. And then, of course, we'll continue to track these storms here for you guys on KView as we head into the rest of the night, because it does look like we're going to be dealing with heavy rounds of rain from that time even until potentially midnight tonight, depending on how fast moving these storms are. So that's what I have for this afternoon. Of course, we are coming back on air on KView at 4 p.m. I'll be with you guys there. And then Chief Meteorologist Hunter Williams has also just walked in the door. He'll be on from 5-6 and of course for your 10 p.m. news tonight.